Hello, welcome again to another episode of the Star Wars Vintage Collection Action Figure Review. Today we'll be reviewing everyone's favorite protocol droid, C-3PO. So what I have here is C-3PO on an actual repro card, but it's an original C-3PO from 1978. And then I have the Saga Collection 42, and I have the Vintage Collection 06. So let's take a look at the Saga Collection 42 C-3PO. This is the one that comes with the Ewok throne. The reason I chose this one is because it's got the vac metallization to give it that gold shine, which I love. It's one of the things I love about this figure. It's not very articulated. The reason I chose this one, it's better than 5 points of articulation, you know, the head, arms, and legs. But what this does, because it's the Ewok throne version, his legs bend so he can sit down, right? And it can actually make him, you know, walk, or make him look better as if he's trying to walk, if you're trying to display him walking. Also, it's got a really nice paint job. If you look, you see all the wires are all different colors, as you can see. The eyes, they glow, sort of. Well, they kind of glow. Let me get it in focus here. So if you see, the eyes glow. It look like they're glowing. And if you look on the back, you get the same really nice paint details, the applications on the wires on his back, and it looks really great. Also, they got it right. The C-3PO's leg is, one is silver, one is gold. So this droid, there's a nice job of representing the character from the movies. It's not a really bad figure. I kind of like it. But the other one is slightly better, I think. The Vintage Collection 06 one is better. We'll take a look at that one now. So this is Vintage Collection 06 C-3PO. This C-3PO is pretty cool. The gold paint isn't as dynamic as the max metallization treatment on the other one. But this thing has a lot more articulation than the others. So the arms move at the elbows, right? So you get the insert joints to these. It's really nicely done, right? And you can see the wire, different color wires. So they got that right. The paint's nice. I just love that shine. It's got, they made a mistake. It's got the one silver leg, but they left the boot gold, which it should have been all silver. Shame, shame, shame. Maybe it would have taken them more money to do so, to get that extra paint application. I don't know, but they should have done it right. And then on the back, you have, this thing fell off, but on the back, you have the same representation. You see the beautiful paint application on the wires back there. It's pretty good. What sets it apart is the articulation, in my opinion, and the playability. So what's really cool about this droid, you can remove his face, right? So you can see the inner workings. You can remove his leg plate, right? And then you can remove his chest plate. Give me a second. It's on there pretty tough. There we go. So this, if I was a kid, I would have loved this. It would have made, you know, my imagination run wild with things I could do with this figure. And then you can also remove this off his back. So it gives the kids a chance to play and do more with this figure. Like, you can remove the head, right? You could also recreate the scene from Empire Strikes Back. After they're about to go to hyperdrive, and C-3PO is there missing his leg. And R2, he's complaining to R2. You can do that as well. There's a lot more things you can do with this figure than you can with the other one, which is kind of neat. He's still a protocol droid. He's still not that exciting, but this is a much better rendition of the figure. I think this is a better version of it, and I think it's the one that's going to be the ultimate version of it. I don't think they're going to do much better. The only thing I could say they could do much better to make this the best one of ever is to give it the vac metallization. But the problem when you do vac metallization, the process requires the use of more rigid plastic, which can restrict articulation. So what they did was they, sacrifice that vac metallization for playability, which I can understand. So this is a really good figure. It's definitely the definitive one in my opinion. But if they were somehow able to come out with a vac metallized one, I'd be all over that. So with that said, I want to take a look at this really awesome card back. So this is a 12 back, as C-3PO came out in 1978. It's really well done. The card stock is pretty good. It's pretty spot on. You can see it's got the blue leg cardboard separators, and it's a 12 back, and it's unpunched, as you can see. Let me pull it back. As you can see, it's unpunched. And what's cool is it's got the really amazing design. I love this design on the card back. You have the drawn figures, the 12, and it shows you how to operate the telescoping lightsaber. It's really cool. And it shows you upcoming things like the TIE Fighter, X-Wing, and the Land Speeder. And then it also has the collector stand that you could send away for. So you see the proof of purchase. This is a really good mock-up or a fake of the figure. I just have it because the Vintage Collection one had an Empire Strikes Back card logo on it, which I didn't want because I have my original 21 up on the wall in the Star Wars deco. So that's why I bought it. But it's a great thing. When I find out the guy who did this, I'll put it in the chat so you can see it. Please hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.